Hi FlossTube, this is Dory 23 Stitches and I'm Dory, and this is Snowy. She just jumped up here as I started filming, so I figured why not let her say hi. Welcome to my FlossTube channel. This is a channel all about cross stitch. Today is Thursday, April 3rd, 2025, and it's been 2 weeks since my last video. So I hope everyone out there is doing well. I've been watching lots of FlossTube and doing more stitching than usual. I'm very happy that I joined the Springo event that's happening on the monthly magazine cross stitch page on Facebook, because that's been kind of keeping me up to date. And the first thing I wanted to show you today was something I came across that lots of people are looking for. And I've bought mine in 2001 when it was released from my old LNS that is no longer there. So this is my Lady of the Flag. And I did start it and I didn't get very far, and I want to show you where I got, and I'm wondering if I should start it again. So this is my progress. I haven't stitched on this in about 20 years. I mentioned before on my FlossTube that when I got pregnant with my son, I put all my stitching away. So that was in 2004. So I hadn't stitched since 2004. So this was before that stint. So I got a lot done here. I probably should continue with it. So I wanted to show that to you guys because I had it out. So that is that. And the funny thing, I looked at this, it was $10. Can you see that? For what it's going for now. It's crazy. Okay, so I think today the whips that I have been part of the Springo challenge and the monthly magazine challenge. So rather than saying here are my whips, I'm going to show you the challenges and show you where I've gotten to since that started. So Springo started April 1st. Carolyn Zook runs it, and every night before the next day she calls a number. And so this is my handwritten chart. I have one that's done on the computer, and that's in Facebook. So the way this works is the word Springo is an acrostic where you find a project that corresponds to the letters in the word Springo. And then we took the numbers 1 through 35 and we randomized them in the box, or I randomized them. People did it their own way. So it's been kind of fun. So today's the third day, and I have kept up on my challenge every day so far, and it's really motivating, and it's kind of fun to get some progress and then to share it at the end of the day by putting a progress picture under your, I've been putting it under my before picture, just so that they're all in one place. The first number that was called was 30, and that fell under N for me. So for that, I was able to pull out my, you know what I did? I did these in order of the word Springo. So that's what I'll do. I won't go in order of how the number was called, because it just would be easier. So for this entire month, my S is going to be a Sweet Wing Studio, because I'm trying to get my Wordy Birds done. So for now, it's January. I'm sorry, not January. It's February. So here is where I've gotten to. So this hasn't been called yet, since we're only 3 days in. But this is what I've been stitching on the most since my last video. So here's where I am. I'm really, really loving these projects. I changed my fabric from a peachy fabric to a pink one. And because of that, you'll notice that the white is hard. It's hard to see because the pink is such a light color. So I did have to backstitch my birdies and my envelopes so that they would stand out, because I really didn't want to use another color. For my snowflakes, I did wind up using 762 because they really can't be backstitched. So I did, so it looks a little silvery. So silvery snowflakes work for me. So right now I just have to finish this bottom border and then I'll be all done, which I'm hoping will be in the next few days because I really want to get started on March. So that is my S, and it hasn't been called yet for Springo, but that is the one that I will use when the S numbers get called. I really love these patterns. These are by Sweet Wing Studio by my friend Susan. And I don't know if you got a chance to see it, but my friend Tina and I interviewed Susan on a little, not a Zoom chat, but I don't know the program she uses, but we did a nice little interview. It was about 30 minutes long. And if you haven't had a chance to check that out, please do. It was a really nice way to get to know them both a little more, other than just talking on Instagram. So this is my Wordy Birds. Hopefully this will be finished soon and I can get started on March. My next project for Springo under P, I don't need the board for this one because it's in the frame, is my Projet Temperatures. It's a French company that put out this free temperature chart Before Springo, I had finished all of March. I got in my March 31st up here. We had one warm day. This was 72 degrees, so I had a green. So let me move this so you can see it better. Sorry. My needle minder. Okay, so all of March was finished. So each month they give you a cute little motif at the bottom and then the tree for the temperatures and then the motif at the top that says January, February, March. Now we're on April. So I have done this since this was the first call. No, sorry, this was the second call for Springo. This was the P. So this was 159 stitches, I believe. So the minimums for Springo is 100 stitches or 1 hour of stitching. So this was a couple hours, maybe an hour and a half, because I had, last night my son and I went to the Ranger game. So I had to get this done before the game. But I did get at least my 100, I got 159. And so I got this tree started. So I won't be able to put temperatures in until I finish the whole tree and put the motif on the bottom, because the temperatures start from the bottom. I'm really, really enjoying this project. It's by Delphine Luthine, and it's from that Facebook group of the two French stitchers, and I will link that below if anyone is interested. But it's a really fun project. It's really cute. Oh, and since I saw you last, I did make that into an M. Last time I hadn't done the little back stitch there that makes it look like an M. So that is where I am on that. This is one of my focus pieces. Because it's a year long, I want to try to keep up with it and not fall too far behind. So that is my P, Projet Temperatures. I hope I'm saying that right. Okay, so for my R, I had to stretch a little bit on this one, but I wanted to work on it because I love it so much. This one doesn't need the board because it's a fairly large piece of fabric. So for R, I'm working on my Hibernation Day by Heartstring Samplery, and I'm using Roxy Floss. Because of that, I can get away with it being the R. This hasn't been called yet, and I haven't worked on it at all. So it looks the same as the last time I showed you, but it's part of Springo, so I'm trying to give you an idea of that. So when that gets called, it will be worked on. My next project that I chose for Springo has also not been called yet, and I showed it to you last time, but I'll show it again. This was my my Stitch North start last year. This is my Flea Market Flowers by Lori Holt for It's So Emma. So that's how I can get away with the I. Excuse me, I have not touched this at all. So I'm looking forward to it being called because I really like this piece. I should probably show you what these things will look like. So this is the full, oops, sorry for the glare. That is the full picture. And I might be holding this upside down. I mean, it looks the same anyway, but I think I started on that full flower was on the other side, but it makes no difference. It's the same. So I'm looking forward to that being called because I really would like to get some more progress on it. It's so colorful and pretty. So that is that. This is the first one that was called, and I probably should have taken it out of the Q-snap, and I'm going to so you can get the full effect. Sorry. Give me a moment. If you hear yelling, my son is home today because his college class was canceled, and he's gaming with his friends. So every once in a while I hear, ah! And so if you hear that, that's what it is. He is behind the wall behind me in his bedroom. Okay, so this has been called. This is my Nutcracker Village. Oops. It is the first Springo call. It fell under N for me. So here is where I am, and what I completed, my 361 stitches at work the other day, was the top of this roof. So I really feel like I got a nice little start on that. It's the peppermint. Hold on. What did I do with my bag? Did I not just have the bag? Oh no, it wasn't in the bag. It was on the Q-snap, so I don't have the bag here. I'm sorry. I did not bring the bag over. I was going to show you the peppermint shop, but I could put a picture in. So yeah, so this is where I am. I'm excited to make progress on this because I really would love to get it finished. What I love about this project is that it's Christmas, but it's not the traditional green and red. I like the pastels. So it's really fun. Oh, I also got a little bit of that snowflake in. Oops. I really should have used the clips. I brought the clips out. I got a little bit of the snowflake and then a good start on that roof. Sorry. So this is the snowflake here. And the only reason I didn't finish it is because I used the white thread that was hanging. I just finished up what I could of it. And then I moved to this because I wanted to do, I figure when you're trying to get a number of stitches in, it's probably best to do rows because then you can kind of count them. I don't have Pattern Keeper or Markup or any of those, so I'm literally counting them, the boxes with like my needle. And then, so this was like 39 across and I times 9 or however many rows I did. So that is Nutcracker Village. That's my N. My G is today's call, which I haven't stitched yet today because I was getting ready to film this video. But another one that I'm so happy to make progress on, my Christmas Garden. I love Christmas Garden. The story behind my version of this is that the Colorado cross stitcher, Sheri, had done a shop tour one time, and she showed us a video on her floss tube of her shop, of the models on the wall. And there was a Christmas garden there, and the colors were darkened, and I absolutely loved it. So I did the same thing. I darkened my colors, and this is where I got to. Now, this hasn't been called yet, so I haven't touched it yet. But I believe, if I remember correctly, the red, I think they're Gentle Arts. I think this is Cherry Wine, and I think the green is Blue Spruce, if I remember correctly. I mean, I could look. It's in the package. But like I said, it hasn't been called yet. And this is where it will say Christmas Garden. I haven't done those letters yet. But I'm excited to get back to this one because it's so pretty. I love the deepened red and the deepened green. The faded colors aren't, I don't know, I don't like that as much. I guess that's more antique looking, and maybe I'm a little more modern. So looking forward to this getting called. I really, really love it. It's so pretty. I think I did this one on 32 count. I'm normally a 28 count stitcher, and I'm normally an even weave. You know, I'll either do Lugana or Jovelin. But for this one, I did 32 because it was large. Blue Spruce. Oh, this is the big bag. I usually have a big bag, and then I put them into little bags when I need them. So that's the Cherry Wine. I love that red. It's so pretty. So the last one, so that was my G. So for O, just to remind you, this is the chart. So for O, this is a very pitiful start. I purchased this, I watched Pam and Steph Just Keep Stitching, and they always have their promotion with Twin Peaks Primitive, and they had, this one was on sale. This is not my normal type of stitching, but something about it just grabbed me. I really loved it. It's One Nation Under God. And the saying is, all men created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And it says One Nation Under God, 1776 in the alphabet. Now, I have not, I think I stitched on this one stitching session, and like you can barely even see, I'm using all the called for colors, there they are. You can barely even see what I've stitched on here, and I have to make sure I hold it up the right way. It's white, but this white will be encased by this banner. So it should show up. But there's the little bit of the N. That is all I've done on this. So that's why I pulled this one out for Springo, because I need some encouragement to get going with it. So, and this is, I'm not even sure what kind of fabric this is. I didn't bring my book over here, but it's very, very thick. But I guess I picked it for the color. So I just leave it in the Q-snap because it's so big and it's so bulky. I just figured it's easier to leave it. So I'm looking forward to that being called as well, because I haven't touched it since the day I sat down with it and put those few stitches in. And that was it. So that is my Springo. I'm really enjoying it. It's really kind of fun to try to keep up and make sure I do at least the 100 stitches. But like I've said in previous videos, once I stitch on something, I kind of just go with it all day. Except in the case of the Wordy Birds, since I'm really I was trying to get that February one done before I filmed, just so that I'd have a finish to show you guys. But I said, you know what? The more I let this linger without doing a video, then I'm going to fall into the same pattern I did a year and a half ago where I didn't film for a year. So I said, let me sit down and I'll show you guys my challenges and what I'm up to. And I do have a little bit of my haul. My third package from Nashville Needlework Marketplace came, so I will share that with you at the end. So the next thing I'm going to do, that was Springo, and then I'm going to show you another part of this monthly magazine challenge group. They have an acrostic, and I'm going to show you, again, I have a nicer one that is in the computer, but this is my worksheet that I filled out. So they give you a theme, right? And then they give you the acrostic. So the theme is growth, and the acrostic is the word apricot, which I guess grows. So I have my pile of these over here too. So The theme being growth, I picked my Just Nan Magical because in the verbiage is the word grow. So here's Magical. I'll read it to you guys again. I know I read it last time. Thread the needle with patience, delight in each flowering row, embellish with sunshine and treasure while a magical garden grows. So I figured that was perfect for the word growth. If you guys are not familiar with Just Nan, she used to always do these pretty band samplers, and then she stopped doing them. And she started creating things like, I guess, biscornus or things like little mice that you had to sew together, and those weren't my jam. But when she announced she was going to do, this was a mystery until she released it. I don't think we saw what it looked like until the order was fulfilled. I'm not sure, but I grabbed this right away. And I haven't really worked on it much. So I'm using it for the monthly magazine challenge. Here's where I am. I love this one. It's so pretty. I love my Just Nans. My bluebirds are over 1. I don't know if that's blurry. So I really want to get this one finished. So I used it. So what I did was, since I'm not a count, like I don't usually count my stitches because I don't use Pattern Keeper. I use the paper patterns. I just put 300 for all of them because I didn't know what to put. But at least it'll get me working on them. And these are not called on a day. I think you just have the month to complete your challenge. So that is for growth. That is Just Nan. My A for this is one I also haven't touched in a long time. This is going to be Quaker Flowers by Ori TM. And I love how huge this is. This is really, really big. And I got a start on it, but then I never picked it up again. So again, this is my Quaker Flowers. I haven't gotten very far, and it's very wrinkled. I apologize. But this one is pretty. This is not my normal. I don't usually do these kinds of projects, but I like the flowers, and I like how colorful it is. So I'm doing this in all the called for, and this is probably, again, I probably did a 32 count because it's such a large project. So that's where I am on that, and I like that the challenge should get me to work on it this month because otherwise it hasn't been picked up. This fell out of one of my projects, so it'll be fun to try to figure out which one it goes in. I'm horribly unorganized. I apologize for that. Okay, that is my A for apricot. I didn't bring my book over, so I don't know what fabric any of these are on. If anybody has a question about that, just message me and I'll get it for you. My P for apricot is my Piece Band sampler, which I was doing as my blessing sampler. And I'm doing it for the year. I'm not worrying about the luck thing. This is the Piece Band sampler. I'm doing this in my Turkish red, which is my favorite red. And here's where I am. I haven't touched any of these for the month yet because it's been a little bit of a busy week, but I want to get going. I did work on this a little bit since the last time you saw it. I just have to put the G there and then I can move on to the next row. This is a Be Stitch Me fabric. It's a 28 count. I don't know the number offhand or the name because I don't have my book in front of me. That's P. Next is R. This is by Blue Ribbon, so I can use it for R. This is the Poinsettias and Pines. This is my first time stitching with silk. I think it's my first time. I might have used silk back in like 20 years ago before my son was born. But this is the first time I can remember. This is still in the frame here. I have not touched this since the last time you saw it. I'm just showing it for the purposes of the monthly magazine challenge. And I guess it's kind of like a band sampler because it has these bands. And I didn't want to get bored with the poinsettias all the way across, so I started going down. This is a very pretty project. I'm using the Classic Colorworks Belle Soie, which is called for, and probably a 28 count. Looks like a Lugana. I really can't believe I didn't bring my book over. But then again, it would have taken me a long time to find these things, so that's fine. My I was my birthday start. Another Mirabilia. This is my Pretty in Pink. I just love her. I think she's so pretty. And I really need to work on this more, so that's why I included it. I'm hoping to do more than 300 stitches. But this is where I am. So this is these frills here, I think, is where I got to. Love these colors. I'm using all the called for DMC. And this fabric is 28 count Be Stitch Me Gorgeous Grape. opalescent. Can you see the sparkles? So pretty. So pretty. I love it. This one I really, really, really need to work on because I love it so much. The name of this is The Glass Slipper by Bella Filipina. But since it's Cinderella, I can get away with using it for the C. Oh, how pretty is she? She's so pretty. And I have my very small Pathetic Start. Just her décolleté is all I've done so far. I believe this is the called for fabric. It's probably 28 count, knowing me. What is the called for? Oh, it's inside the big package, and I'm not gonna go through opening it. It's definitely the called for because I originally got the fabric that 123 Stitch suggested, which wasn't the called for, and I didn't like it. So I believe this is Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. Here it is, Garden of Dream. So this is definitely the called for. And I really want to get going on that. So much for my phone being on Do Not Disturb, and I just got a notification. That's strange. Sorry about that. Okay, so that's the C and Apricot. I've got 2 more for this. And this is actually a new start since the last time I saw you. This is Sampler Holidays Christmas, Blueberry Ridge. And I can use it for the O and Apricot because I'm using 1 thread color, or 1 thread. And I was originally going to use the DMC, which is 814, I think. 814. But then I realized that they had a color in cotton, and it just looked so pretty. So I decided to order that. So, is it in here? It's not in here. See, I'm so disorganized. I know exactly where the thread is. It's on the table over there. Anyway, this is my very small start. So this is a new start since the last time I saw you. I got a little bit of a start on the border. So the color in cotton is Red Velvet. And this is a 28 count. It calls for a 36 count, so I did order 4 skeins to make sure I had enough. It's really pretty. I really like this a lot. This is Fiber on a Whim Cream and Sugar Lugana, I believe. That's not what it's called for. It's called for Tiramisu by Under the Sea Fabrics, 36 count. But I really prefer 28, so that's why I stick with my Lugana. And I thought this color was pretty. I think it's close enough to, well, this is a little darker. But that's okay. I really like it. So this is for the O in Apricot. I know exactly where the threads are. They're on my coffee table in the next room over there, but I'm not going to bother to get it. Okay, and then for tea, this is my Wacky Tree Farm. This, I don't know if I started this at Stitch North or if I just worked on it there. This is Whispered by the Wind. I found this by looking on 123 Stitch just at new stuff, and I came across it, and I thought it was really cute. It uses 4 Threadworks colors. So this is the first time I've used Threadworks, so that when the Night Garden series came out, that was my second time purchasing Threadworks. And I really like it. It's nice. So, here are the Threadworks. I keep them all in, oh, I don't know why this one is in here. But I keep them in the little floss away bags. And here's my small start. It still has the Stitch North needle minder on it. This is Mercedes Lugana, and I think it's Picture This Plus. I'm not sure. I don't have it in front of me. But I love the detail in these Christmas trees. So fun. So that is for the T in my apricot word. And I'm very happy that something is motivating me to work on things, other things than what, just is my fancy for the day. Like, I have to do this because I said I was going to do this. I don't know where this goes. It fell out of one of my project bags because I opened them before. I didn't want to do a lot of zipping, so some of them were open before I got here. Anyway, so that is what I'm working on this month. I'm going to try to keep up with, the numbers that are called for Springo, and then my magazine challenge, what I have set out for myself. This one's going to be a little bit harder because it's not a set day, and I'm really doing good with, I look forward to Carolyn calling the number at night, and then I say, oh, this is the next one for tomorrow, and I get it ready, and if I have to bring it to work, I make sure I have everything I need. That time at work is great. I've got a good 3 or 4 hours where I can just sit and stitch, and there's nothing else for me to do because I work on television shows. So if there's not a show happening at that moment, it's not like there's paperwork or anything else. Just kind of people bring in their laptops or bring a book. I used to bring a book, but now I've been stitching. So yeah, so I need to find some time to work on these because they're all great. They're all great projects. I mean, I don't pick bad projects. They're all great projects. What I'd like to move on to now, that's the stitching I'm going to show you. I showed you my Lady of the Flag. Oh, I was going to show you some old finishes that are now buried under the pile of the things that I just showed you. I pulled out one of my most prized finishes, and this is the part where everybody gets to yell at me because you'd be totally right in yelling at me. I've said this before, I'm a terrible Foley finisher. For me, the joy is in stitching. The joy is in making it happen. And then it goes into a bag and it sits there. So what I'm going to show you has been sitting in a big Ziploc bag for the past 20 or so years. After I clear the big pile of stuff that I just showed you. Okay, so here is one. Here's the pile. This is one that I'm going to call a finish. It's not finished, but dummy me left a needle in it for 20 years, and it left a needle mark that I don't think I can remove. So I think I'm just going to finish it where it is and put it in a frame. This is Victoria Sampler, and it's called Child of Spring. Now, this is before I had a child, but I just thought it was so pretty and so delicate. I did take a Hardanger class at my old LNS, so I did learn how to do some of this stuff. Isn't that pretty? It's just so pretty and delicate, and the beads are on it already for the parts that I've done. So here's what I've gotten to, and you can see where the needle rusted for 20 years in the fabric. So look at that. I don't know why I didn't think of it. So I'm hoping to just frame it like tightly. But isn't that beautiful? I love this so much. And I can't let it go to waste. I have to at least do the part, you know, put the part in a frame that's finished and not ruined by a needle. So this is, I don't remember if there's French knots in there or if that's all beads. I have to put my glasses on and look because I have my contacts in today. Yes, there are French knots in here and beads. Can you see that? And then the pulled work is up here. So this was where you pulled the threads and then you wove them back in, like this way. And the hearts up top, I just think that's so pretty. And then this was a special stitch down here. So yes, this has to go into a frame. I should leave it out so that I remember to do it now because it's a shame that it's been sitting in a bag for 20 years. Literally 20, at least 20 years because my son is turning 20 in July. So yeah, that needle mark is pretty bad. I don't believe I did that. I don't know why I left it right there. So that ruined the fabric, but I'm going to do my best to salvage it because I love it. So that was the first one. This is one of my Just Nans. That is going to be a bell pull or a wall hanging of some sort. But again, I think I finished this one. Okay, so I finished this one in my stitching stint of 2013 when I was going through a divorce, and I pulled out my stitching again. And most of it was done, but I went back and finished it. This is Just Nan's Barnaby's Quest. It's a 3-part series. So let me show you up close. And when I finished this, my last initial was L. It's now B because I was married and I took my name back. So that is Barnaby's Quest. There's a little bee right here. Is that a bee or a butterfly? I can't see. Oh, that was a dragonfly. The bee is up top. The bee is up top. And there's something else. A rooster here? So this one says, sweet are the flowers that fill the fields. Sweet is the scent the blossom yields. Sweet is the summer wind that blows, but sweetest of all is the gentle rose. So this is very pretty, and it's a shame that it's sitting in a bag. Now this one's only been in a bag for 12 years, but still, I need to finish it and hang it up. Oh, I put the bees next to my name on the bottom because I thought they were cute. So you're allowed to yell at me for the fact that these things are languishing in bags and not being shown in my home because they are beautiful. And Just Nan, I love her. One of these days I'll show you all the kitted up ones that I think I have almost every band sampler kitted up, just not done, of hers. These are, I believe these are Waxing Moon. And I know I have the autumn one, but I don't know where it is right now. Because again, unorganized story. This is Simply Winter. Look, it's all wrinkled. It's been sitting. When did I finish this one? 2003. Simply Winter. I love the mittens in this one, and the cloud is blowing the wind. So that is that one. And then I also have here Simply Spring. Let's say 2000. Let's say 2005. So then my son wasn't born yet, and I was pregnant when I finished this one. Yep, 2005. Sorry. So yes, that is Simply Spring. I have autumn done, and summer is not quite finished yet. But they have little buttons that go on. And I think, so summer is mostly finished and needs the little buttons that go on it. I really need to, it's a shame that these things are sitting around. Did I have others, or was that it? Nope, I got a whole bag. I got a whole bag here. How far in are we? We're 32 minutes in? Okay. This is the Happy Bluebird by Just Nan. This is a small, ouch, I just punched myself in the face. It's got a bluebird in the middle. I can't read that. 2002 maybe? I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see it. So that one is finished. These need to be ironed and finished. Oh, I can't believe I still have this. I made this for my husband. I don't even know who designed it. I made it for him and showed it to him, but never did anything with it. Oops, sorry. Dropped my board again. This doesn't have a year on it. So I don't remember who this is by, but I made that for my husband, and it sits in this bag. My goodness, that's got to be like 2001 or 2002. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, my cat is trying to get treats. I think she's in cahoots with the dog. This morning she was knocking down his treat container so that he could try to get treats. They're too much. These are 2 Lizzie Kate snippets. I should show you them in order. And I only did 2 of them. I had January and February. What's the year on that? 2002? Lizzie Kate. I loved Lizzie Kate. February. Oops. I wonder if I have all the patterns and only completed these 2 or what. I don't know. 2002. This is another Lizzie Kate, and I think it's called Love Keeps Us Warm. And here's my regret about this, and I remember this all these years later. It called for oatmeal, and I really should not have done oatmeal because the snowmen look dirty. I should have just used white. I don't know why. Because other than that, it's a really cute pattern. The snowmen are so cute. There's birds on their heads. But that dirty face snowman is not my thing. I should have just used, I don't know why I didn't. All these years later, I remember regretting this. Because it's such a cute pattern. Look at his striped scarf. So cute. This one doesn't have a year on it. Does it? Oh, yes, it does. Look in the corner there. It doesn't have my initials, but it has... No, it is my initials and not the year. See, I can't see with these contacts. So it just says DB. So I must not have been married yet. And I got married in 2004. So yeah, this is before, these are all probably before I was married because I got pregnant about 5 months in. And I stopped stitching. So, here's another Lizzie Kate. I guess I stitched a lot of her stuff. Oh, there's the autumn that I was looking for. What does this say? Cherish yesterday, dream tomorrow, and live today. These are all my old finishes that I never did anything with. They're just sitting in a bag. 03. So cute. Okay, here's autumn. Oh, this is so pretty. This is a shame. Look at this one. That's the Simply Autumn by Waxing Moon. Are they still designing? Because I always loved their stuff. Isn't that pretty? So there's autumn. I should put it with the other 2 so that I know where they are. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how many things I have finished that I never did anything with them. This is another Just Nan, and I don't know the name of it offhand, but it's completely finished. It's all beaded. I think it says 03. Oh, look at those butterflies. It's probably spring something, but I don't remember the name. Isn't that pretty? Oh, gorgeous. Do you guys remember Lavender Wings? I know they're not designing anymore, but they have such pretty pretty things. And this is one that is all finished and sitting in a bag, and it should be on my wall. And it's Summer's Whisper. I don't know if that was the name of it, but the verbiage says Summer's Whisper, Winter's Sigh, Evening Shadow, Dreamer's High. DB 2002. Like, come on. Like, it has little stars hanging down here. So pretty. Like, why is this not in a frame or something? Or a bell pull? Look at the mittens on that. I love those mittens. They're so cute. I really had fun stitching this one. God, that's 22 years ago, you guys. Like, oh, God. The little house. I loved this company, this Lavender Wings. And I have a couple other of their patterns that I hadn't even started yet. Gosh, I have so much stuff I could stitch until way longer than I'm no longer with us. These were from my mom, and some of them are framed, and this one isn't. This is the Liberty Angel by Just Nan. She came out with all those angels. When my mother passed away, I did bring the framed ones home, so I do have them, and I should hang them up. I don't know, there's one of them is right over there, but isn't she pretty? My mother was a big angel lover. That angel up here that I showed in one of my videos, that was from my mom too. That was an ornament I made. This is really pretty. Yeah, you can see Just Nan was my favorite. This is a shame. This needs to be hung up. This is 2002. This is the 9/11 remembrance piece. Oh, gosh. That is gorgeous. If I remember correctly, was it 3 planes or 4? 3 planes or 3 buildings? It was 4 planes, right? So 3 buildings. So each one of these represents a building. Right? Do I have that right? Or a site? No, the 2 towers and the Pentagon. So there. And then each one of these represents a plane from 9/11. And then very subtly says, remember. And it's got the red, white, and blue thread that runs through. That was a variegated 1-color thread that just changed. This is beautiful. And shame on me for not putting it in a frame and hanging it up, because 9/11 was a big deal personally for me, because I was in Manhattan when that happened. I was working at CNN, and it was my job to shade the camera that was looking down at the Wall Street area. Shading it meaning it's not too blown out or too dark. And when I called it up and I looked at the building, there was a little tiny hole in the side of one of the towers, and I said to my supervisor, I said, Ed, why is there a hole in the building? There wasn't any smoke, just a little tiny, it must have just happened. And he goes, oh, a small plane must have hit it. And then I told my director at CNN, I said, look at camera 5. And that's how CNN found out about 9/11, which is amazing. I must have called that camera up to shade it, like just as it had happened, because there wasn't even smoke coming out. It was just a big void in the side of the building. So yeah, I was glued to the television for days, and I was probably about a mile or 2 from the site, because I was on 34th Street at the time. That was where CNN was. Anyway, I really need to frame that. This is, who is this by? I'm sorry, I can't remember if it was Lizzie Kate or not, but this is my snowmen that I did do in white. What are they called? I can't remember. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I can't remember the name of this. Joyful Snow Day. I think that's what it's called. And I can't remember who it's by. It might be Lizzie Kate. I'm not sure. This is so pretty. I love this one. I think this was around the first time I started using all these variegated threads, because I remember it being kind of new to me. I think this is a blended needle. The mittens here with 2 different colors. And look at this fringe. There's actually a fringe here. I did good. I did good. This was a long time ago. This one doesn't have a date on it. But, oh, and I think there's buttons here. Yeah, there's buttons. So that's another one that should be hung up. So pretty. Oh, okay. And the last one, is really my pride and joy. This is my first ever completed Mirabilia. It is all beaded. It is all, what is the word? It has the charms on it. It's missing one thing, which is why I didn't consider it finished. It needed to have a little ribbon that ran through the top that you stitched on that I never put on. It's ridiculous because the rest of it is finished. This is Mirabilia's Seaside Kingdom. Oh, this is my pride and joy, this one. Can you see all the embellishments? There's shells. There's leaves. It's all beaded. So, right, do you see this missing stitch? There's one stitch that's deliberately not there. And it's supposed to be like a pale blue ribbon that just like you tack it on, like just free flying. And I never got it on. And so it's been sitting in a bag for 20 years. Look at all the beading on it. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at the little girl's dress. So this is really this is probably my biggest finish in terms of the work that went into it, in terms of all the beading and the embellishments. Have you guys heard of this one before? The Seaside Kingdom. I don't know if, I'm sure it's out of print, but I haven't seen it on FlossTubes or anything. So I'm sure I finished this one probably around 2000 or 2001. So I'm very, very, very proud of this. It needs to be in a frame. And I need to find that little ribbon that goes, or I could just put any ribbon, I guess. The ribbon for the top. Isn't that silly? That's what kept me from calling it finished all these years. Ridiculous. So that is probably the last finish I'm going to show you. I've been stitching for a long time, and I love it. And I'm very proud of the things that I've accomplished, but I don't show them. Because like I said, the joy for me is in doing it. It's not necessarily in displaying it. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? A little star on the top. The detail in this, the Mirabilias are it's so beautiful. I love it so much. Oh, Dory, Dory, Dory. So this is me. This is me with all my projects from 20 years ago in a bag. So that is that. Maybe this will motivate me to do something about them. Okay, so here we're going to move on to haul. Let me just get a little drink of my Diet Coke. The last bit of haul that I got for Nashville was from Heartland Quilt. What is it called? What are they called? Heartland Quilting and Stitching. The first thing I ordered is not a market release. I just wanted it. It was on their website, so I threw it in. It was a Mill Hill. I thought that was so pretty. So that's not market haul. This is just something I saw, and I didn't need it in a hurry, so I just waited until the market stuff came out. But I did get the cookbook. This is my second time getting it, I believe. So I have the cookbook. And then I got my Sweet Wing Studio. This one is called In Its Time. Excuse me, He Has Made Everything Beautiful in Its Time, Ecclesiastes. I think that is so pretty and delicate looking. This is the first thing I ordered, I believe. So I got this one. Thank you, Susan, for another beautiful design. This is so not my normal genre of stitching, but I saw it and it really grabbed me. This is going to be my first Rosewood Manor, and it's the Parkington Manor sampler. And oh, I just think this is beautiful. So I have to order all the special threads. I believe it's a lot of, it's all Weeks Dye Works, according to this chart. I probably have a fabric I can use, so I probably don't need to order a fabric. But I do want to get all the threads that are called for. I just think this is so beautiful. And within this pattern, there's other little things that you can create. They give you like bookmark ideas or pin keep little charts. There's no pictures of them finished, but and there's also a Parkington Swan sampler, which is smaller, but it's also very pretty, and it's got this motif in it. So I'm excited about this. It's not my normal thing, but it's pretty, and I would really like to do it. So that is all the haul I have to show you for this week. The last thing I would like to do is tell you about all the FlossTubers I've been watching. I've really been enjoying it. I sit down to stitch, and I just turn on YouTube, and I just go through them all. And, of course, I have my favorites, but then I've been watching some new ones. So I've made a list of ones that I don't think I've mentioned before, but I'm really enjoying. The first one is Nicole. Thistle and Thread. Nicole, you are adorable. I love watching you. You remind me of me in my 20s when I was doing all the stuff that I just showed that hasn't been finished. All I did was stitch. I was with my husband at the time. We weren't necessarily married yet, but all I did was stitch, and that reminds me of you and your excitement for stitching, and I just love to watch you and all the haul you have, and I like to see your is it crochet or knitting? I believe it's crochet that you do. Beautiful things. And I don't know, you just have an excitement about you, and it's really fun to watch. So Nicole, definitely check her out. Thistle and Thread with 2 Ds. The next one I would like to mention is Susan X Stitches. Susan and I kind of started again around I restarted and she started her channel right around the same time. I think she said she was going to watch me, and I said, okay, I'll watch you. And her channel is lovely, and she has a lot of sampler stitching and like Brenda Gervais type, I think. She's just really fun to watch, and she did a very nice video of her favorite tools, so I enjoyed seeing that. Next is Catherine. I met Catherine last year at Stitch North. Her channel is called Catherine Stitching Chronicle. Let me try that again. Catherine's Stitching Chronicles. And I really love to see all the beautiful ladies she stitched. She's got a pretty Cinderella dress, I think, or one of the Disney characters are on her wall behind her. She has beautiful work. She likes to do the beaded big projects, Bella Filipinas, and I think she was working on a Bella Filipina when I met her at Stitch North. She's a lovely girl. And I did watch her. She did a fabric dyeing tutorial. She said it's not a tutorial. I'm just showing you what I do. I looked at it like a tutorial because I've never done it before, and it really was very interesting. I think I mentioned on my last video that I might like to look into that because it looks like fun, and she definitely encouraged me to maybe give it a try. So Catherine, I'm very much enjoying watching your channel too, and hopefully, I think we definitely will see each other. We're going to the same weekend of Stitch North this month, at the end of the month, so I'll definitely see her. I'm looking forward to that. The next one is a new FLOSSTUBER, Stitch It Pink, Amy. She's lovely. I love to watch her. She has great projects. I really feel like I connect with her. I don't know what it is, but I enjoy watching. That's a good one to check out. She's doing a lot of bunny stuff and Easter stuff, and it's really, really cute. So that's Stitch It Pink. Then I found, I love to watch the British and Australian, like Adelaide. Hi, Adelaide. I love their accents. So I found Sarah. She's cross-stitch Sarah. She's in England. Her accent is so fun. I just love... I have my crappy Brooklyn accent that is boring, but I love to watch these across the pond folks who just have beautiful stitching and beautiful accents to listen to. So I've really been enjoying watching Sarah. Hi, Sarah. The next one is also a Sarah. Sarah's Stitchy Spot. I don't know why it took me so long to find her FlossTube. She's been there for a while. And I also met Sarah at Stitch North last year. So I've just started watching her. I don't know, like I said, I don't know why it took me so long to find it. But I've been enjoying her channel as well. And her husband is adorable. He was on one of her episodes where she had injured herself and he was helping her. So that was lovely to see. The next one I know you guys all know because he's got a huge following all of a sudden out of nowhere. Jason Cross Stitches. Hi, Jason. He's got some great projects as well, and he just exploded onto the scene. He's got like 2 or 3. I think he just put his 3rd one out. I haven't watched it yet. And he's got an amazing amount of subscribers. So, and he's a brand new cross stitcher. I think he's only been stitching for less than a year, and he's really got a great passion for it. And it's so fun to see that coming across. And go check him out because he's a lot of fun. And my last one that I want to mention is the runner stitcher, Andrew. I've been enjoying watching his progress on his projects as well. He's got a very calming way of speaking, but he's got an excitement for stitching, which is so fun to see. So I've been watching him as well. So hello to all of you that I've been watching. It's been so fun to watch you, and thank you for giving me stuff to watch while I'm stitching. And if you haven't seen them, go check them out because they're all really great, entertaining, and beautiful stitching all around. I think that is everything I wanted to show today. I'm just looking at all the piles. It's the big mess that I made, but I think I have everything mentioned that I wanted to mention. I would love to tell you that I am enjoying being part of this community. I have roughly 700 subscribers right now, which is amazing. I wasn't expecting that at all. I do still have it in mind that I will do the giveaway for the Teresa Kogut pattern. I don't know where that is. I don't know if it's here. I should show it since I'm mentioning it. I'm going to give this away to one viewer when I do reach 1,000. Hopefully that will happen. It's the pattern, Copper's Christmas, and the little needle minder that goes with it. It's a lovely pattern. It's just not something I don't think I'll ever stitch. So I would love to pass it along to one of my viewers. So if you have enjoyed my video today, please please subscribe. I would love to get to that 1,000. It's a little bit of a goal I have for myself. I would love to do a giveaway. I think that's everything today. I thought my son was going to make an appearance and say hello today. That's him behind me. That's my Eddie. He's going to be 20 years old in July. But I think he's so engrossed with his video games that he didn't venture out of his room. So maybe he'll come on next time and say hello to all of us. So again, I hope you all are having a wonderful week. Hopefully I'll be back in a week. Now that I'm doing the monthly challenges, I hopefully should have more progress to show you and I don't have to wait an extra week. I just felt funny coming on when I didn't have really much to show. So that's why I did a 2-week stint this time. yeah, I think that's everything. I'm looking forward to my Stitch North at the end of the month and Stitch Con in June. I'm going to weekend B of Stitch Con and weekend 1 of Stitch North. And my sister and I are going to that. So I'm very much looking forward to it. So again, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Happy stitching. Please like and subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. And I will see you guys soon. One more thing. I am on Instagram at Dory23_stitches. Please reach out to me there if you'd like to chat. I love talking to new friends, and like I said, I found my new friend Tina that way, and I've been talking a lot with Susan, so it's fun to even though we don't get to meet face to face, it's fun to be able to connect that way. So again, please reach out to me there if you would like, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Have a great day. Happy stitching.